I I don't think they're important. I think they're essential. Like they're honestly, like, for years, Blockorama has been the one event that if I don't go to anything else at Pride, I make sure to go to that event because it's so affirmative. It's such a space in which it's the only space in which I feel like I can truly be my full self within this community because of all the bullshit that you have to experience in other spaces. And honestly, like I find our community to be particularly racist, and I think there's this idea that as an oppressed people, maybe the idea is not that you can't oppress others as an oppressed people, but like maybe there's just a blind spot that people have. They're like, oh, I had it hard, therefore whatever, without realizing the way in which you reproduce this oppression and this prejudice onto other groups within your community and make them feel like very much outsiders in all of these spaces that are supposed to be all of ours, right? I think we just need to really like be honest with ourselves. I think honestly, like the to be honestly, the best lessons can be found here around the discussion that is happening around Black Lives Matter, about their demands, about police floats, about who's responding the loudest and the angriest about the exclusion of police. If you go on any forum, I can guarantee you it's all white men. Maybe one white woman and two people of color. But it's all the angry sort of responses and like you're making Pride exclusionary, blah blah blah. I thought this was about inclusion. And anytime there's an attempt by someone of color to engage, and some people have been really patient, like, because I've followed this on threads and on common threads and stuff, always sort of like goes back to ad hominem attacks, and it's just like, no, you guys are reverse racism, whatever the fuck that is. I think what needs to happen is there needs to be introspection and like an honest like self-interrogation of like, do these people that are talking about these issues from their perspective have a point? And I would argue we do. And why is it that they feel so strongly about it? And like maybe before I react angrily and respond and sort of like defend my point of view, maybe I need to listen. Because I think there are not enough voices of color within our spaces that have prominence, and when they are there, they're often under attack. I think people that haven't experienced it or lived it underestimate how resilient we are, which I think is a beautiful thing. I think we all deal with our issues and we all have trouble, but I think queer people of color, and I think queer trans people of color, like the queer trans women of color, men of color that I know, and what they have to deal with is just, and how resilient they are, and how they are like, and how they turn it around, and they're still like the biggest cultural producers, and so engaged in discourse, and so still willing to put in that work to bring all of us together forward. I think is something that's just amazing and magical. Yeah.